Nisa and I back here at our closing session of Scratch Conference 2025. Our theme this year was Imagination in Action, and I think you would agree that there were a lot of great interactive and dynamic ways to engage with creative learning and imagination shared today. To reflect on that and share some of their takeaways from today, we are grateful to once again welcome back our friends from the Lifelong Kindergarten Group at the MIT Media Lab.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. So I'm in a different room from Natalie and Carolina this afternoon, but it's great to be able to spend some time together with them to, be together with you to reflect on the day today. Again, I think it was just such a delightful day for me, just seeing examples from educators and young people around the world about all the creative ways that they're using Scratch. I know in our research group, we sometimes talk about the importance of helping young people develop as creative, curious, caring, and collaborative learners. And throughout the day today, I just saw so many creative, curious, caring, and collaborative interactions among educators and young people.
Yes, Mitch, I agree with you. And I have to say, it was so good to spend the day with all of you and to learn from different experiences of Scratch around the world and in different contexts. As I was saying in the beginning, how curious I was for today. And some of the things I've seen is just like, we have the poster session that was not live, but was there, like with such interesting projects. Like we are saying that there are many educators connecting Scratch to the curriculum and to other perspectives that are interesting to them. So, for example, in Germany, we could see both like Scratch being used for learning poetry, but also civic education. Some other schools in Italy, for example, using Scratch for anti-bullying purposes. In Kenya, we could see like coding clubs in schools. In the UK, students using Scratch to learn about the weather and temperature and also patterns. Some interesting work also in Mexico, thinking of Scratch as a way to Scratch and creative computing in general, like to understand more about the human behavior, like using psychological concepts and understanding this human part of us, also with Scratch and raising awareness on that. And also like in Panama, in a different country, like seeing coding for girls in summer camps, like some coding summer camps for girls too. And in Brazil, something interesting too, like a Scratch for radio astronomy. So what a diverse, set of themes that we are seeing around the world.
Yeah, I also saw a variety, like they're bridging culture and technology with India dancing, with physical dancing, as well as creating dance projects. I really recommend. It's great that all the sessions are recorded so we can go back, because it was hard to choose. There's also like connecting to sewing machine and like Japanese paint brushes. So really interesting. I also really loved hearing from the Youth Advisory Board and hearing just the trajectories, something that I've researched along with Rickaros Roki, the trajectories of young people in Scratch is how it can start small and then develop into other fields of work. And just we constantly hearing from Scratchers doing really inspiring things in many different fields. And then also just I loved how Scratchers were demonstrating for us from the Youth Advisory Board, here's how you can get started. And they really encouraged diverse projects and showed some amazing techniques. So I think there's a lot, and they were encouraging us to remix the Imagination and Action project. So I really like just seeing each of them demonstrate different ways that they approach and encouraging others. And also with Annabelle saying to give credit and encouraging that. So just modeling a lot of really inspiring creative ways of interacting and caring ways.
Yes, I love that you're saying caring, and also that Mitch mentioned caring, because I was in this session this morning with Darlene and Jonathan from Awesome Tech, Awesome with you, from Autism. And they were talking about their experiences on empowering neurodiverse learners through Scratch. And I felt like they shared a lot about Scratch and the projects and the trajectory of the students and people that they have been working with. And one thing Marlene said, and I quote her here, like she says, if you have your fingers in a student's keyboard for too long, you're basically doing their project for them. And she was saying that because they were mentioning how important it is as facilitators for you to, yes, support, the person who is going through this process of learning, but at the same time, and mainly, opening this space and the opportunity for them to create their own path into learning. And Jonathan itself, like, is someone that is there facilitating the session and have been through this program, this project with Marlene since he was 13 years old, and now he's 25, I think. I'm sorry, Jonathan, if I'm mistaken. But Jonathan was also sharing how important it is for them to know how to, experience Scratch and create and sharing in a new human way, so how humanity is important when you are doing creative learning and creative computing. So I really appreciate that.
And that human side to me is so important. I went to some of the sessions with Scratch and AI, and I worry the way a lot of AI is entering the world of children and education these days sometimes is undercutting the humanity and the humanness. Too often it's taking away children's expressiveness and minimizing their choices and their voices. But I saw lots of examples today where you can integrate AI with Scratch to support those creative learning principles, to support children work on projects based on their passions in collaboration with peers, not as just an individual process, and in a playful way where they're experimenting and trying new things. So I think in everything we do in the future, I think we want to make sure that children always have those opportunities to design, create, imagine, and explore. So again, I took away a lot from today, and I think all of us did. And we look forward to continue staying in touch with people, to keep learning from all of you out there in the community. We learned a lot today, but hopefully throughout the year, we can continue to stay in touch and learn more about, what everyone is doing and learning with Scratch.
Well, thank you all for that lovely reflection. I can't add anything to that you haven't already said that captured my way of feeling, other than I can't wait to go back and watch these replays of the sessions I missed, because there was just so much to take in. Really appreciate you guys being here with us. Conference attendees, I hope you all had a great time today. In the chat, you will find an event survey link, and we'd really love for you to spend a few minutes now filling that out. Your feedback helps us at the Scratch Foundation plan for future events. And then look for follow-up emails with post-event wrap-up information, helpful links, and resources after the conference. Our expo booth will also remain open. As we close out our conference today, we want to thank the wonderful presenters and guest speakers, some of whom have been Scratch Education Collaborative and Scratch Educator Meetup participants. Thank you all as well to the Friends of Scratch at Microbit, Vernier, Makey, Lifelong Kindergarten Group, and DevTech who joined us today. And our event producers and friends at Protagonist, big shout out to Bree and her team for all of their technical support in bringing the event to life on the Ring Central platform. And I can't forget about my fellow team members across various departments at the Scratch Foundation who have contributed and supported the conference and really worked tirelessly behind the scenes, especially JC Edelman and Dr. Jarvis Bailey, who orchestrated the event. Big thank you. And give it up for my co-MC, Nisa, our first ever youth co-MC of the Scratch Conference, who did an amazing job. Thank you, Nisa.
Thank you, Maren. I had so much fun learning about all the different resources and tools available to empower learners all over the world. We'd also like to thank Ryan Jenkins of the Wonderful Idea Company and my fellow Youth Advisory Board members for those fun creative breaks and announcements. Dr. Brianna Blazer of Access Computing for providing accessibility guidance. The Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services for their American Sign Language translation support. Wordly AI Translation for their translation support. You help the conference be engaging, accessible to Scratch's global audience, and run smoothly.
Absolutely. I know that I am leaving Conference 2025 full of ideas, inspiration, and joy. And I hope you too have been motivated to go tinker and play and get creative. Thank you for joining Nisa and myself, our Scratch friends, and our amazing speakers for today's event. Be sure to follow our social media accounts or sign up for our Scratch newsletter to keep up with all the exciting updates coming to the platform. Our new website is launching very soon and will include a learning library full of helpful resources, an updated Scratch store full of fun items, and more. On behalf of all of us at the Scratch Foundation, I can't wait to see what you'll create. And now I'd like to welcome back my fellow Scratch team members. Hi, guys. As we close out the conference, please join me on the stage to say goodbye. Thank you for a wonderful Conference 2025.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Soon.
Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody. Thank you for getting up early, staying up late. We appreciate you here.